Good afternoon, everybody. I hope that you guys are well and enjoying the sunshine if you're in England because it's a wonderful day today. It's fantastic. Right, I'm talking about why I do what I do. Um, I am a coach for female educators. I'm also a teacher and I'm also a public speaker. I'm going to look at teaching and coaching. Right. One of the reasons why I became a teacher and later on also become a coach was coming from the Caribbean, although very bright. When you're in school, you're actually, because of my accent, I was overlooked. And as a result of being overlooked, you become very insecure and you say very little. However, when I later told my career officer, or career, whatever she was, I think she was a career officer at the time, that I wanted to become a medical research, she looked at me and she said, "You want to be a medical research? Do you think you're going to be able to do that?" She said, "Why don't you become a carer?" And I said to her, "Well, caring is okay for some people, but it's not good enough for me. That's not what I want to do." I went home and I told my mom that the career woman said that I should be a carer, etc. My mother went mad. She said, "Go back and tell her that you could do whatever you want to do." I went back and I said to her, "Well, I was speaking to my mother and she said that I could be whatever I want to be." She looked at me and she said, "You'll amount to nothing." That amount to nothing, it had a detrimental effect on my psychic. It doesn't matter how much your parents are telling you that you are good enough, you're okay, everything is fine, you're bright. You want to hear it from the educators themselves, because as teachers are very, very powerful. Because even when I teach in my own children, sometimes they used to say to me, "Oh, well, me say I should do it this way. You don't know what we're supposed to be doing." Okay, that's fine. However, taking it back to me. So I actually went through the education system. I got some A levels, I got GCSE, at the time it was O levels, and I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do, because bearing in mind I was told that I would amount to nothing. I had that in my psychic. Mommy and my other family was telling me that, you need to ignore her, but she already planted the seed. And it's very difficult to erase the seed at that age when someone have told you that, because, you were called different names, the teachers ignored it, and you felt that you were not good enough. You felt that you were worthless. You felt that, you just wasn't anybody at all. It doesn't matter what anyone else told you, it was already in your mind. I then left school at 18, 19, and I wasn't too sure what I wanted to do. So I moved from doing various jobs. Then, I was told that I should go to university, but I still felt that I wasn't good enough because I was told that I wasn't good enough. So that actually remained in my mind. However, I then decided to go to college and gain some more qualification. I went to college and I gained some more qualification, and I met a teacher who, her name was Stephanie. I could never forget her name. Well, actually was sitting in the back of the classroom. I say to because I became invisible, because from school they told me I would amount to nothing, etc. So there was no point in me actually demonstrating that I was anybody. So I sat in the back of the classroom. And then my friend was saying to me in the next lesson, "Debbie, I think we should sit in the front." We sat at the front of the class. And I wanted to say something and I wanted to put my hand up, but I was afraid to say anything in case that, the teacher ignored me. And she said to me, "Deborah, you had something to say?" And I said to her, yes. I gave her the answer. She said, "Well done." That my whole world light up. I became elated. My confidence, I start feeling good about myself. And from that day on, I began to start to sit in the front of the class. I gained the qualification. I wasn't too sure I was going to become a teacher. I didn't even choose teaching. Teaching chose me. And I realized that I was good at it because I love teaching. I'm passionate about teaching. And what I discovered was how the teachers made me feel. There was no way I would ever make any student feel the way I felt. Because I was told that I would amount to nothing. I was told that I was dunce. I had all the negative. And I know for myself the impact it had on me. Whilst teaching, I had an aha moment. The aha moment was a lot of the teachers I was teaching with, I realized that some of them were not passionate about teaching, because what they would do is they would blame the children for certain things because they didn't like teaching. So anything that the children did, the children became, were blamed for it. Or the students that get on my nerves. And I had to say to one of them, if the students getting on your nerves, it's now time for you to move. It's now time for you to find another job, because the students are the one that actually keep us there. As a result of that, I thought, okay, that is what I could do in terms of re-educating educators to ignite the passion for teaching again. Because if you do not have passion about something you do, it means that you cannot give it to anyone else. Because if you're not excited about what you do, if you're not passionate about what you do, it means that when you're actually teaching somebody, they're not going to get it because you're not excited. So when I became a coach, my coaching is igniting educators to become passionate again about the subject. And if I feel through my coaching with them, they no longer want to be in teaching, I actually coach them to alternative profession, because teaching is a very powerful job. A lot of teachers are not aware of their power, because when you say something negative to a child, the child actually take it on board. They carry that with them for life. And I know a lot of people who've actually had that experience. I am no exception, whereby teachers wasn't passionate about what they do, and as a result of that, their negativity comes in when they're actually teaching you, because they become frustrated. So that is why I became a coach, a mindset coach for educators, because I feel that I need to change their mindset, because their mindset need to be changed in order for them to progress onwards. Because if you haven't got a positive mindset and a growth mindset, it means that you are not able to empower students. You're not able to empower them. You're not able to make them actually feel good about themselves. Because I know a lot of people now actually hated school. Because even though when I'm teaching, I have students that say to me, oh, miss, you don't care. Yes, I do care. When they realize that I do care, they then start changing their mindset about education. Because a teacher's attitude could actually enable you to either like education or hate education. And that's what the teacher have done to me when I was at school. I hated maths. I came from the Caribbean where I love maths. But because of the negativity I got from the teachers, I hated school and I hated maths. And for me, I realized that there is no way I would ever make any student go through the negative experience that I had. So I am on a mission to re-educate educators in terms of their mindset. One of the other factors I realized in my aha moment whilst teaching is when an educator does not take care of themselves or love themselves, all that negative energy comes through when they're teaching, because they become frustrated as a result of the lack of passion and the lack of love in their job. Their negative energy is reflected back onto the student. And that also has to do with the fact is they don't love themselves. They don't love themselves for a number of reasons. It's either they're too tired, because they haven't taken time off to love themselves and care for themselves. And self-love and self-care doesn't take a lot. It could be sometimes it's just leaving everything that you're doing and just going out for a walk. While you're walking, you're actually reflecting as to what is going through my mind. It's just, just taking in the scenery, etc. Walking is a powerful therapy. And those are some of the things that I encourage my teachers to do in terms of they need to do those things. That's a part of self-care. So when you actually care for yourself, you're able to care for other people. And if you don't care for yourself, you have a really hard time caring for other people. Another factor is, how could you actually say that you love someone when you don't love yourself? You must love yourself first before you could love anyone else. First, love thyself, and through loving yourself, you're then able to love someone else. So educators, one of the things you need to start doing, you need to actually taking care of yourself. I am sick and tired of you all saying to me that, oh, I don't have time. It only takes a few minutes, because you're not taking care of yourself and loving yourself. It is detrimental to the students in your care, because it is affecting them, because you're tired. Your tiredness adds frustration, because we all know that when we are tired, we become frustrated and we become very, very short in what we say. It's a situation where, it might be something simple someone said to you and you snap. I see that every day in schools. I constantly have to be having meetings with teachers saying to them, hold on, you need to reflect as to how you've dealt with that, because you are tired, but you need to take some time off for yourself. So educators, I urge you to take some time off and stop using the excuse that, oh, I am too tired, or I'm too busy to take care of yourself. The same way, if you were in a relationship with a new boyfriend, you are going to make sure that you treat them right. You're going to make sure that you spend time with them because you want to develop the relationship. That's the same thing you need to do with yourself. You need to spend time with you in order to develop your relationship with yourself, in order to see how you're able to reflect, in order to see how you teach. Teaching is a very powerful job. Educators are not aware of their power. So that's what I want to leave you guys with. This is the reason why I do what I do. This is the reason why I teach. This is the reason why I coach. This is the reason why I do public speaking. One of my mission in relationship to public speaking and to training is to train educators in the power of their words. Because when you say things to students that, oh, you dance, you amount to nothing, look at you, those things actually are programming. And this programming stays with the children until they're adults and beyond. Some of them actually die with that negativity. So that's the reason why I do what I do. Thank you very much for listening. Have a fantastic evening. Bye, guys.